Alright guys, we got Bad Cop No Donut, News Now Ninja, James Madison Audits, Eyes on the State, News Now California, Political Trans Tribune. Rights Crispy's supposed to meet us here, but I don't see him. So, and basically where we're at now, guys, today, we're at the City of Mobile Public Safety Complex off Airport Boulevard. And I am coming to deliver 2 notice of intent to sue to Sergeant Kelly and Officer Milner. Those were the gentlemen at the Coast Guard base that violated my rights. So we're going to come in here, we're going to see if they're working, and then we're going to give them these papers, or leave it with somebody who can give it to them. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Fine.
I'm looking for Sergeant Kelly and Officer Milne.
The officers aren't in the precinct. They're out on the streets.
They're out on the streets?
Would you like me to take it for them?
Yes, could you?
Hey, you're not supposed to be taking pictures of those in there. Sir, did you hear what I said?
I don't think you can hear.
Yes, he can. He's ignoring me, and I don't appreciate that. That's rude and inconsiderate.
Well, ma'am, we're just in
And I
public
didn't say
taking
that
pictures.
I would like for you to take pictures of me.
Okay.
Do you want me to give them to the
Yes, would you?
officers?
Thank you.
At least I have manners. You guys need to learn something.
All right.
Go ahead.
I love you too. She said we can't film in there.
That's fine.
Amazing.
I really hope they pass it. Firemen are good servants.
How being rude?
How am I rude, ma'am? I didn't think you
She
were
says
like
real rude, but she
Superman's
seems
wife
pretty rude,
for that
right?
cake, but how am I being rude?
Well, they got
That's
some water.
Mrs. Superman? What, how?
I guess some of the guys aren't masked up, so I'll take down my mask.
Isn't it obnoxious?
A lot of times in these public buildings, they won't let you in without a mask. So instead of giving them a reason to kick me out, I'll just put on the mask. That way they have one less reason that they can mess with me. This is a painting by St. Paul's Kindergarten, 2016-2017.
Hey, baby.
SPS loves our police. That's St. Paul's school. So,
Is upset.
a lot of propaganda.
There we go, fellas. What's up?
The space shuttle, the moon, and my IQ. We're just in here. I had to drop off some notices to some officers. They had violated my rights at the Coast Guard base a couple months back.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, don't I have rights?
as working in the public,
No, that's wrong, because I am a civilian. I'm not a police officer. I am a civilian.
no, well, just real
So
quick.
I have no rights, but you have no rights.
Well, hold on.
How does that work?
Well, hold on.
Does that work?
I'll explain if you give me just a second.
No, I don't want it to explain, because it doesn't make sense.
It's good
Okay.
to learn.
Well,
What are you videoing? Just the lobby?
yeah, and anything that we can see from publicly accessible areas. And even though she's not a police officer, she's being paid to be here by public dollars, unless Donald Trump's paying her. So if the county's paying her, then she's getting public dollars. She's allowed to be videotaped, as all our public servants are. Yeah,
What's your purpose in
No, I don't.
videotaping the
What's that
lobby?
silver thing?
we're journalists. So we're working on an investigative piece. Like I said a couple weeks ago, like 2 months ago, I was out here at the Coast Guard base. A couple of your officers violated my rights. So I came in today to serve some notice of intent to sue paperwork on them. She's already taken that and said that she would get those to the officers. So, and I just wanted to document it that way. You know, I never got that. Well, I gave it to this lady. I got it on video. She said she's going to give it to you. You know what I mean? So there's no, sort of like a certified mail, you know, when you sign for the receipt. So sort of like that. But these gentlemen have come out with me because last time my rights were violated, and we don't like seeing other journalists having their rights violated. So they came out with me today just to make sure.
We're peaceful. We're not, you know.
Yeah.
How long do you intend to photograph the lobby?
Huh?
How long do you intend to photograph the lobby?
I mean, not much longer. It's not much of a lobby.
Yeah, no.
We won't be here all day bothering you. We're not those kind of guys.
Yeah, no, we're good.
I just wanted to make sure, but she got your paperwork though, right?
Yeah, she got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
In many business transactions, the parties will negotiate and sign a letter of intent to ensure that they agree preliminarily on the basic business terms of a deal before spending the time and money drafting and negotiating a full-fledged agreement. A letter of intent may be formal or informal, lengthy or short. The idea is that a letter of intent, or LOI, begins as a proposal from one party to the other, which is then negotiated and modified so that the final LOI reflects both parties' big-picture expectations on the deal. If the parties cannot agree on a letter of intent, they quickly realize that they will not likely be successful in completing a business transaction. A letter of intent can be used in any type of deal: a lease arrangement, the purchase and sale of property, or the purchase and sale of the stock or assets of a business are some good examples of transactions in which the parties may use a letter of intent as the first stage of the transaction. Usually, letters of intent contain very specific information, such as identification of the parties, identification of the property or business that is the subject of the transaction, financial terms, the parameters for a study period or required due diligence information, a closing date, financing specifics, etc. The letter of intent will also specify whether it is binding or non-binding. A non-binding letter of intent is a convenient way to understand the intent of the parties without requiring them to be legally bound to complete the transaction before all the terms of a final agreement are determined to be satisfactory to both sides. Keep in mind that it is important to place a reasonably short expiration date on a letter of intent. The parties need to know whether the